All right, so Ascend is going to be the one for the first ban of the game, and they are going to be taking the Revenant out. Reborn is going to be taking out the Crux. Pretty standard bans.
Yeah, I can understand both picks very well. I mean, we saw what we've seen. Everyone's played the game. They know how devastating the Revenant can be. Grux, ditto. The best jungler in the game right now. Probably, some would argue still Sevarog, but I think the even keel there. But both very, very strong heroes to be banned out. So we'll see what the game plan then entails for the rest of the draft.
All right, next pick is going to be Ascend taking the Bellica away from Stolen Nazgul. Reborn answering that with Sevarog and Twin Blast. Very popular picks in our quarterfinals for today. Ascend following up with Decker and Kwang. Are we seeing a repeat of the last series? Because it's starting to look like it.
Yeah, I think, but solid picks all the way around. The Kwang, he's sort of an underrated hero. Sort of goes under the radar all the time. Just gets on with business. Just one of those no nonsense sort of heroes. It just does what he needs to do. We saw Ray play him in the last game and just survive in lane basically, and just make sure and with that added tank ability he gets. And can definitely do that.
Next two picks, as we see, are the Muriel and the Moragesh, adding those shields.
Oh yes,
into Team Reborn.
I'm so glad someone's picked a Muriel because I wanted to see the work she can do at a competitive level, especially on a team like Reborn and a player like Master Splinter with these new shield buffs that we've got. Because late game, a Sevarog with his armor on top that's getting Muriel shields, I'm pretty sure it's going to be nigh on unkillable.
Ascend taking Murdoch and Greystone. Greystone getting a resurgence with a new build coming through. That build being Tainted Magic and Radiant Mantle. So, have you seen Tainted Magic Greystone yet?
Can he even pick?
Yeah, every single one of his.
Oh yes,
on his Greyblade ability. Every single tick of that refreshes Tainted Magic plus Radiant Mantle. He just stands beside you. And then calls it a day.
Right. Okay. I completely forgot it'd been moved to it. I'm still in the last version apparently. Yeah, I have not seen this. I mean, I was worried for Greystone because the passive change is a big passive change because just taking that if the support can run in and poke you once and just set that refresh again, so you really essentially haven't got anything for a proper team fight when you want to go in. That can be troublesome, but I've yet to see him in competitive play. So I'm hoping, that whoever gets on him can prove me wrong and just, I'm really interested in this Tainted Magic build that you just said, and I want to see that in play. The other thing, Murdoch, I've seen a few ADCs. I'm sure when I was watching Cameron stream with him, he said he felt really sluggish, and the improvements were not enough to really bring him up to be on par, especially when you've got heroes like, Revenant, who are just ridiculous. But we'll see how it goes in this game. I've not really tested it that extensively, but that global is still always a real threat. It allows him to stay in lane and still pick up those kills and get in front that way. I do want to see him chasing someone down as well. So.
Just speed boost. All right, last pick of the game is going to be Reborn with Seraph. Let's round that one out on Reflect.
I wonder who's going to be on that. Yeah, we know he loves his Seraph in that off lane, and if I like to think his Reflectors sort of, saying that I like to see him on Kalari and I like to see him on
Kalari got a really, she's really strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's strong enough still in the comp scene. I'd love to see him prove me wrong and just bring her out and just start doing work on her. But she got a real big buff, and the ability to contest the gold buff so easily as a Kalari makes it really worthwhile. And the regen she gets, and the automatic stealth. Yeah, I really like the rework, but we haven't got her today. We've got the Sarath, and we all know that what Reflect can do on a Sarath in that offlane.
Okay, well, why wait around when we can play games? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to round 2 of the quarterfinals today in PCL NA number 8, and I will introduce my friends over at Ascend. Started off, we have Zilla, formerly known as Nas, on Murdoch. The Oracle is going to be going to be the Decker. Ian Vidalgo, also known as Renee Slay, Telrino back into the game, one of the legacy players, and they are going to engage onto Master Splinter. Stasis Bomb lands. The Seismic Assault doesn't. They're still chasing them down. This could be not. If they go any further, Jay Leo could have punished them if he wanted to. But Ian Fidalgo has played under another name, Renee Slay, so we have seen him in PCLs before on a few other teams. And he's the new jungler for Ascend. And then offlaner on that fabulous pink Greystone is Shuey. Shuey, don't let me down. I want to see Tainted Magic Greystone. Give it to me.
And for Team Reborn, we've got Nado Sick picking up his Twin Blast. J. Leo Grande on his, I'd say he was characterized as a Severo player who really likes his hero, someone he can do work on. And he's very much at home on this Master Skin Severo. Reflect, we've just spoke about on this Sarath and this offlane, we always know he can do work. So then let's go on Moragesh. It's not something I've seen him really play. I think he's more known for like his Bellica plays and his Howitzer plays. It's not really a hero I've seen him much on, but you know, I'm sure he's going to do work on him. And then we're going to see Master Splinter on this Muriel, sexy Master Muriel, and I'm expecting big things from him because with the shield buffs and the slight tweak that Muriel got, I really want to see some plays out of him.
Interesting thing is that Team Reborn actually chose to go for the dual lane, the 2v2 lane, off on the left side of the map, away from the Raptors. So I feel like I think they feel like Nado and Master Splinter can just straight out play Oracle and Zilla. Otherwise, I'd feel like they probably want to stay on the Raptor side of things more often because Greystone doesn't have the same survivability that he did before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's obviously something they've worked on, so they're doing this for a reason. So they've probably done it in scrims and just seen that, and they've thought of a strategy to get the most out of what they're doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't just sort of stick them over.
I mean, Nado's one of the best ADCs in the entire game, so it would make sense if he'd wanted, if he feels comfortable enough to just straight out outbox Zilla, then why not put him there? It's a feast or famine sort of situation where one's gonna get ahead and the other one isn't. Ian Fidalgo is rotating around now, but there is a ward around there, so they do know and they are backing off. So they are probably aware that he's moving into the mid lane. Still in Nazgul now. Not sure if he's paying attention to his surroundings. Seismic Assault will miss, so will the Judgment of the Heavens. J. Leo Grande now rotating in as well. He's going to use the light of the heavens to get the damage off. We're learning today, guys. Reflect going in on Shuey now as they start to box each other out and go for a bit of a slap fight. And
see, this is where I was afraid of the passive from Greystone, because usually the Greystone wins early against the Sarath, and then as the Sarath starts to pick up the damage and usually the crit, he starts to be go in favor of the Sarath. But now with that passive, I mean, he's fighting against a hero that will try and auto attack him. I believe does the Sarath?
Now, for those who haven't been paying attention to the patch notes, what is Greystone's new passive?
So now instead of the just straight armor and health, he now gets a one free hit taken off essentially. So at level 1, I believe it's 9 seconds where he cancels an auto attack, which is good. But late game, or if you have like a smart support who will just try and knock that off with an auto attack and then let the real damage then come in from like a twin blast or something like that.
So for 9 seconds, can be played around. Auto attacks?
No, for the one every 9 seconds. And then as he levels it up, I think it goes down to 3 seconds, so every 3 seconds.
And there's Nado picking up a kill into the duo lane. He's now running away as Zilla's doing what he can to add that extra damage down. However, he's rotating back to his tower. J. Leo Grande doing what he can to protect that gold buff. Nado gonna pick that up, using the triple shot to secure it, stealing it from the from Team Ascend.
Yeah, and this is, I like this mechanic of the gold buff where, you've got to be sure to stand for everything. So when those buffs come up, not just the river buff, you're now got to be on par with gold buffs. And if the enemy offlaner is contesting it, it doesn't allow the support to go to the river buffs quite as easily. He's got to think, do I help my ADC pick up the gold buff, or my jungler or mid laner pick up the river buff?
Yeah, the 2v2 lanes are definitely interesting to watch. They have a different strategy to model it. In the left lane, Shui and Reflect are boxing each other out once again, just slapping at each other. And they're going to get each other down to about half health and walk away. Reflect at level 5 right now. Shui's still at level 4. He just hits 5 right now. Reflect dives in on him. Reflect has the advantage. Shui going in for the Grey Blade. He's going to back off.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than you go in on that Greystone just as it hits level 5. You think, do I want to?
Well, I think Reflect had the advantage because he still has his ultimate. You know, he'll be able to tank the damage from Greystone pretty effectively.
Yeah, you have that. Obviously, you have that damage mitigation on top of the Serathal that a lot of people forget about. It's got that weakness built into it for each of the stacks, so can sort of even that up a little bit.
And we are seeing Talrino rotate over to help Shui clear out a few of the wards on the left side of the map. Ian Fidalgo still level 4. He's about on par. He's halfway through 4. If he takes 1 or 2 camps, he should be able to get that level 5 and then appropriate some real ganks off right now. Solanaz will land in the hive on top of Talrino. He has the curse. Depends on what he wants to do with it. 7 minutes now. Riverbuff are spawning. It's going to be Talrino picking up the red. They're now rotating over to the right side of the map. There is vision, so they are aware of what's about to happen. Ian throwing out the Judgment of the Heavens will not be enough. Too far away for it to land. 4 people on the left side of the map.
Did he manage to? Did he get that speed buff then? I'm not sure. It looked like he increased in speed, but they both were still sat on the floor.
I'm not too sure. I wasn't paying attention to that. I did notice it. I'm like, oh, I guess he just ignored it, but I didn't see him actually speed it up. Yeah, if anyone's wondering, since we're here, since Kwang's ability names are always so fun, just to give you a quick rundown. His auto attack is called Slice. The right click is the Light of the Heavens. That's the shock, the one that gives you your armor bonus. The Q is Judgment of the Heavens. That's the tether. His E, the passive, is Gift of the Heavens, the lifesteal. And Fury of the Heavens is the ultimate. Oh.
So essentially, heavens, yeah.
Blah, 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 heavens. NATO sick jump.
Got it.
NATO sick jumping on top of Zilla, getting yet another kill. And there is... What's the new puppet's name for FaZe?
Oh, God. Oh. The sort of cat.
Yeah, the cat stuffy. Chat, what's the cat stuffy's name?
Someone must know in chat.
Someone has to know. It's like Squago or something. Sluggo! Close. I was close.
Sluggo! Thank you, Stro Beppo. we just sat there just not knowing what it is for a while.
There we go. Beppo got us. Reflect in the left side of the map, hovering around the gold buff. He's going to back. Shui and Ian are kind of putting themselves in a weird position. Ian ignoring Reflect entirely right now, instead looking at mid lane and that river buff. Shui taking over there as well to try and help him out. It's going to be a red buff for Ian. If he can land the Judgment, he might be able to get a kill off here.
Oh, NATO is... Those Muriel shields.
A lot of work for NATO right now. NATO's going to pick up a double kill here, missing the triple shot, but Muriel...
Oh, the minion! I think the minion got the last hit right there. The range minion taking no shit from these heroes.
You killed my friend, Bob! This is what you get.
Minions are savage, mate. Minions are savage.
Reflecting.
They have no remorse. They just want to kill cores, mate. They just want to kill cores.
Reflect and Shui just completely boxing each other out once again.
Yeah, I think that's something we'll see all the way throughout the game. Until the sort of laning phase breaks down, these guys start, you know, jumping in on team fights. I think Greystone's, he is good at pushing down towers and just being a general nuisance, but I think Serath definitely turns around team fights. Has the ability to turn around team fights a lot more.
Do you think with Greystone's passive, he'd fit better in the safe lane more and just build in full crit?
No.
Because like he's kind of in an awkward spot right now. He doesn't have the survivability he used to.
I mean, he still has the ult. You can still build in tanky. You know, He can still do work. It's still an annoying thing where if he is pushing down towers, you've got to go and send 2 people really to go and deal with him. I think casters have a better job against him now because their autos don't really count for squat. So that extra health was actually really beneficial for him because obviously he got it twice as well. So I don't know. I mean, this game will tell, I think, what sort of position he's in.
Coming out of Talrino will land onto Solo Nazgul. Ian Fidago on the right side of the map right now, right beside Jay Leo. He's going to pick up the blue buff, giving some extra mana regen, as Nadosic and Master Splinter are just straight out chasing down. Just look at him, just like chasing him. Ian Fidago coming up behind them, doing a can. Master Splinter lands on top of Nadosic with Reversal of Force. The Subjugate will go down and will miss, as well as the bubble shield coming out of Muriel. Talrino picking a kill onto Nadosic, turning the fight around as Jay Leo and Master Splinter, the only ones there. Solo Nazgul rotating as well. Could very well get a nice big pickup with the Hive, landing it onto Oracle. Ian Fidago in a bit of trouble right now, using the light to try and mitigate the damage. Won't be enough. Triple kill coming for Solo Nazgul, who has the black buff. That's not good.
Reborn got a little bit greedy there, I think, diving behind that tower.
They did.
But Solo Nazgul able to come in and just basically clean up.
And look at them taking down that Amberlink on top of that just before it drains too. Literally throwing salt in the wound. Solo Nazgul now clearing out Ian's jungle on top of that one.
He's going to be mindful this tower. I think the minions are going to be there just to push it out, so it's not too bad. But he's got another wave coming in very soon.
And one thing you don't want to do is feed Morigesh.
Yeah, that's never a nice thing to face off against, because when she hits her power spikes, everyone's been hit by the Morigesh ult. It's never enough. You think you get away, or even when you get hit by the Morigesh ult and you think, yeah, nice one, that didn't kill me, then you realize that poison proc is still on you, and you think, oh, crap.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, Nazgul's now 3-0, 70 CS, 20 CP, has 5 more CP than enemy carry, 3 more CP than enemy mid laner, 7 on the jungler. Like, he's healthy. He's sitting pretty right now.
He's healthy. He's in a good spot. He's got 2 full Shadow Scrolls already.
Nadosic now turning the fight around onto Kwang as they start to rotate back into the river buff, or into the river, try and get a little more poke off. Scylla and Oracle now have no tower, so if Jay Leo wants to rotate over there, he could probably do a lot of work.
Yeah, Jay Leo just going through the gears, just getting those stacks up. This is what I love about good surf players. They will come, they'll rotate, they'll be on lanes for the ganks and stuff, but they will also keep their farm. We can always tell that farm by how big point of those shoulder pads are getting.
Do you see the damage from the grenades on NATO?
I mean, what's he rocking right now? He's got 2 full mudstones and 1 on the way. Oh, and a full ward as well, so he's definitely got the damage.
He just landed.
But that grenade.
2 or 3 grenades on Murdoch and half health them. Oh, Ian Fidago in a bit of trouble. Solo Nazgul picks him up with the mark off the Hive, and he is now 4-0.
Yeah, that's if you allow Morigesh to get into this sort of position, the enemy mid lane is going to have anybody who goes up to her, unless you're in a 3-man group with plenty of CC, is going to have a real issue dealing with her.
All right. This right now is Ascend needs to kind of pick up their bootstraps a little bit. All their jungle rotations I've seen so far have been unsuccessful. I haven't seen Kwang land a tether yet 15 minutes into the game out of the 5 or 6 he's thrown. And they've been really off. It's not even like, oh, I missed. It's like one player is in Brooklyn and then he's throwing the sword into New York sort of thing, right?
I mean, it sounds like we're being BM with that, but your job as a Kwang is pretty much land those tethers. If you can't land those tethers, you're pretty much not, just an auto attack hero.
Hold on. Boof. I had to ban someone from chat. Just, admin things. Reflect is now being jumped on by Talrino. Throws the sucking assault, but he will manage to dodge it with the invulnerability off of Heaven's Fury. Jay Leo now rotating into the left lane as well. Shui not really paying attention to the very glowy orange Sevarog running right at him. They do see the Raptors being jumped on as Jay Leo gets focused by the enemy team. Master Splinter jumping in with a Reversal of Fortune as the Decker Cage does go out. Oracle taken down by Morigesh as he jumps onto the swarm, starts chasing down the carry, leaving the rest of the team all by themselves. Talrino picking up the kill onto Sereth. There is a nice sword landed down by Kwong, and Master Splinter trying to get out, but Zilla with the long arm of the law from across the map picking up the kill.
And that goes to show just what we know, and that is nothing. As Kwang lands his tether, Greystone gets in there, just starts doing work, and the Murdoch picks up a kill from the other side of the lane. You know what I mean? So that just goes to show that...
I didn't say he can't do it, I said he needed to, which he did. And he did. I need to go back for 10 seconds, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I had the in Fidalgo. Yeah, he had no health.
3, 2, 1, back, forward. 44, 45.
Yeah.
Cool. Things we gotta do, guys, to keep everything in order. It's abs.
I haven't had the map book, thankfully, just yet, but I'm pretty sure as soon as I say that, it's going to happen.
Fidalgo on his green buff now. Black buff spawns on the right side of the map. Red buff spawns on the left. 2 Raptors still up right now. Kind of curious to see how the teams are going to react to that, because that's still worth taking, especially if you want them to respawn.
Jay Leo's looking dangerous. He's got both the green and the red. And that's was a fun combination on a Sevarog. He starts the Raptors himself, actually.
Tomato 6 right nearby. He's going to secure the one and the other. Jay Leo's hovering at level 8 right now. Doing really good. Sola Nazgul at 10.
He's doing work.
Ian Fidalgo only at level 7 right now. But Jay Leo spent a lot of time farming. Currently sitting at his level 2 shoulder pad. Probably hitting his third by the 25-minute mark of this ring. Mid lane.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the Sevarog has a little bit more of a tougher time in the jungle now because he has a really slow start anyway, and now with the minions being even more savage, more difficult to kite, can cause problems. Oh, now got to be careful here in mid.
Master Splinter using the Reversal of Fortune to help out Sola Nazgul. Quenching Scales goes out as well. Sola Nazgul now at half health and walking with his own life, but Talrino almost had him. The engagement for...
So not only in that did Nazgul get out, he managed to get the kill as well.
Yeah, Ian Fidalgo going in for the Kwong Tether, landing the Judgment, following up with the Fury. Sola Nazgul almost dying, is able to live. Thank you to Muriel. Now reflect.
Master Splinter with the well-timed Reversal of Fortune there. He's basically dead and just putting him back up to about half health and just able to keep him alive, get a kill, and get out of that lane.
Scale is completely ridiculous, especially when you have a shield bot behind it.
I mean, Master Splinter's now, he's got the ward, he's got the Quenching Scales online, he's got an Honor the Pure and a Stasis Gem. I mean, what more do you want as a Muriel? That's pretty much, after everything else to that is just sort of icing on the cake. You've got your tools, what you need to work.
Reflect picking up a purple buff. Jay Leo Grande picking up a red buff. I want to see what they're going to do with it. They have the opportunity to make a big play. Ian Fidalgo back right now just before Jay Leo got any closer to him.
Now Reflect's just going to use that purple buff to sneak up on the gold buff and kill him in one hit.
Alrighty, in the right lane, we are seeing Nailosick farm away. Teams are starting to group up once again into the jungle. What they don't know is that their jungle is completely warded on their side of the map. So any move they make in between lanes on the right side, it's Reborn knows what's going on.
Yeah, it's been picked up. Yeah. Yeah, the wall coverage is really good. But equally on the left-hand side, they've got that entrance into the river and that little cross-section on the offset jungle covered. I'd like to see another ward go down on Raptors, just because that passage used to come up and in behind the mid lane often. So.
Black being jumped on by Shui and Murdoch, as well as Talrino using the ultimate to try and burn him down. But the Quenching Scales comes out from Jay Leo and will actually save his life. making them burn 2
Fortune
ultimates.
Sales still not broken, but still very, very strong. I think it could do with a slight tweak. I don't know. Did you see? Let me just have a quick look. Did the armor get increased with the other armor in line with the other armor?
So.
It's still 24. So it didn't.
Jay Leo hit his level 3 shoulder pads already.
And he's level 9 already as well.
So he's actually farming. He's probably done nothing but farm so far. I thought he'd hit.
He's on 110 right now.
I thought he'd hit, you know, probably level 3 shoulder pads at 25-minute mark. No, he hit them at 20. So he's probably nice and fat right now, nice and fed.
That is a fat saver. He's already sitting at 1900 hit points. And he has a quenching scales, one of which is a basic spark. And he's got an adamant edge with all health in, so that's probably why he's so healthy. But he's actually picked up that Mad Spore Sash, something that's come a bit more into fashion again with the ease of which helps you to clear the jungle camps, and gives you a bit of tank, gives you a little bit of health regen, and helps you get rid of those jungle camps. So it's a card I've started using again, and I think we'll see more of the meta. And obviously the damage numbers have been increased as well, which is good.
In the jungle on the left side of the map, we have a fight between Reflect, Shui, Ian, and Nazgul, as Ian is going to use the Fury they have. Alright, and I got the map bug too on top of that. Make everything just even it out.
Sweet.
Right? Overall, oh my god, J. Leo Grande landing the Colossal Blow with the Subjugate, going for the hole-in-one. He's going to have to back off after he burns the Quenching Scales from Oracle, healing him back up. J. Leo's 2 levels ahead of most of the people on to Ascend right now. Incredibly. NATO sick. Farming away. Level 9. Sitting at 150 CS right now. Compared to Zilla at 104. He's actually 10 CP ahead of the enemy team. My god.
Flex on 127, J. Leo's on 125, Nazgul's on 126, Master Splinter on 3. Come on, he's got to pick up his game. But yeah, Team Reborn farming very effectively.
They have
533 to 388 right now.
100 and some CS against the enemy team.
Yeah.
This is also like Ascend is a relatively new team, right? They don't have the synergy.
Oh yeah, this is no slight on them. It's just the sheer effectiveness of how well they can farm while still being able to rotate and get into these team
Talrino
fights.
getting hit by the double purple using the stasis gem won't be enough. Shui on the Greystone. Greystone can only do so much to help the team out aside from just wail on things.
Whacking away, yeah.
Sorry, Talrino, I gotta go before that happens to me. My god, poor Talrena.
Double purple.
NATO and J. Leo with the purple. J. Leo just walks right behind him and just golf swings him.
We've said it before, a Sevrog with a massive hammer coming out of the mist and just smashing you into the next week is just never a fun experience.
All you hear is the noise and you're like, what? And then just oh my god! Alright, Shui and Reflect back in the lane once again. Of course, I would have that bug for Bellica Drone. Alright. Looking at kills, 14-5. Sula Nazgul currently 8-0. With more than half of the team's kills.
Yeah, he's definitely doing work. We question whether he could do it on this Moragesh, or I did at least. We know he's a good player, but it's not something I've seen him play. He answered that quite emphatically and just went, yeah, there you go.
Interesting build coming out of NATO Sick. He's running Bounty Stalker, Hemorrhage.
Yeah, and we see that on Reflect as well. The new sort of Berserk active where you go exactly that and your attack speed goes off the chart, your movement speed goes off the chart, but you take a lot more damage. If you can use it effectively, such a strong tool.
Apparently he just did, because he just blew Zilla up off the map. Oracle control now as he gets hit by the hole-in-one. J. Leo blowing him up. He tries to drop the containment field. Instead, the ultimate is wasted as he goes down anyway. Game's looking very one-sided right now. safe to say Reborn probably going to win this one, and then this gives Ascend a good idea on how they need to play the second. They're jumping on Prime right now. Reflect is actually soloing Shui, and Ian Vidago's running over there as well. Goes in, lands the Fury they have in Reflect, trying to jump away. There is Taurino with the ultimate. Instead of the Seismic Assault, he lands it finally. Reflect goes down, but jebaited!
I mean, would you trade Reflect for an OP?
I don't know. Depends how much you hate. It depends how much of a bad blood you have with Reflect.
I'm thinking Reborn are all right with that right now.
Reborn's all right with that. I'm not too sure about Ascend, like we said. Depends on how they feel about Reflect. Team Reborn going on the inhibitor right now.
Look at this. This is what I was saying about the Sephiroth with the Muriel shields. Just, I don't care. I'll just tank this thing for days.
And there they go. Solonazgul laying in the hive is just chunking down the enemy team using the tainted magic. Look at that thing go. That is abusive. My God. Half the team has no health right now. Ian Vidago still taking damage from the tainted magic. He has to go right back into the fountain to heal back up. Master Splinter is all looking to back. Purple Red is spawning on the map at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Reborn, they took the Prime fairly straightforwardly, and then they just gone on, took another inhibitor, or took an inhibitor, you know, without too much issues, and just gonna back regroup and come back out.
Hey Nate, did you know that Reborn hasn't lost the tower yet?
I haven't.
I haven't.
You just expected a 30-minute mark for those tier 1s to be sort of in the ground for about 10 or 15 minutes right now.
And there's J-Leo holding down. He's just eyeing Taurino.
He's had every purple buff.
Yep, more or less.
It's like he can smell them.
Purple coming up. Need to get there. I need my fix.
And he's already proved how effective he can be with that purple buff.
Might as well be Kalari, like an 8-foot tall Kalari.
An 8-foot tall Kalari with a massive hammer. Cool shovel.
Just imagine instead of like throwing daggers, just throwing those hammers.
I want to see him backflip now.
J-Leo tanking the turret as they go on the other inhibitor on the other side of the map. Taurino dropping down the drone. It's pink.
That's weird. It's got the Grux skin.
The drone is pink. Reflect is in the mid lane, taking down the tier 2 as the rest of the team is looking to pressure down the right lane. Super minions are building up in the far lane. It's really just now a war of attrition. OP has faded off finally. This does give Ascend the chance to defend their turret and come back, but they need to do something sooner than later before Reflect hits that mid lane inhib.
Their comp, you know, it's not got a gadget, it's not got a Howie, it's not got really anything that's that useful to fight off these sort of protracted sieges. And all the time they're sat in here, that minion wave on the right hand side of the map is just getting bigger and bigger and just full of siege minions.
There goes Ian Vidago missing his abilities. J-Leo landing a double colossal blow, picking a kill onto his target. We have NATO Sick going down. However, the rest of Team Ascend is looking to go as well because there is 2 carries on the team. Shui losing his ability. The last one alive. Gonna burn that one down. Trying to jump out. It's going to be Solonazgul dropping the curse on top of his head. And then blinking after him for the kill. It's going to be a very straightforward game as they take the inhib and they're going on to the core. Super minion wave from the left side of the map is starting to crash in as well. And that is going to be it. Whoop, whoop. Game's over. 30 minutes, 7 seconds.
Yeah, Reborn's still not lost a tower yet either. Managing to get down those 2 inhibitors and the core.
That is game 1 of Ascend versus Reborn. Final score is 21-7. Very one-sided game. Reborn not even losing a tower. Solonazgul is going 10-0-4.
Yeah, Nazgul definitely made that Maragesh sing for him. I got out to an early lead. 1 minute he had like a ward, and I think he had the wooden ward as well. The next minute he's got 2 complete shadow scrolls, and then just starts throwing stuff at people.
When you get a triple kill
killing
that
them
early, like you can do
I
things.
think that was it. Because I thought that Reborn had pushed way too far, diving behind that second tower. NATO Sick and Mass Splinter in a lot of trouble. I mean, they did get picked off, but then out of the mist comes this sort of voodoo lady just throwing balls of spiders and curses at you and just cleans up.
That'll do it. And
just like crazy cat lady, just throwing crap at you and he really did well.
So we're gonna get ready for the second game of the quarterfinal, which is Ascend versus Reborn. We'll be right back. Hopefully Ascend can learn from their mistakes in the first game and learn what happened and able to react accordingly going into the second game, second draft. I am Geronimo Jack. This is Nate Holmes. You are watching PCL 2. Make sure you hit that follow button if you like it. Also, we have our subscription button. Go over to PCL 1. You know, like, watch this, but go subscribe over there. And then you can use one of our 4. We have 4 emotes now?
I believe so. It's
Primetime emote. GG emote, minion emote. We got.
I still for me, it's just still for me the prime time. I still love it.
Prime giving a nice big thumbs up. All right. Make sure you guys check out the Matcherino !Matcherino, and we'll be right back.